playing, first of all.
Just a sec, guys. Bryson, we can tell you're feeling this like post incredible round high still a little bit. How good does it feel to shoot the round you just shot? And when was the last time you did?
Well, it's been a long time. I feel incredibly good that I was able to persevere back from some low lows and get to this place where I can play golf at a high level and compete and contend with the best in the world.
Thursday, Wednesday, it's history. There's only one direction to look, and that's forward.
We literally just drove by a pond that was frozen. We're about to go cover a golf tournament today. Like, what is going on?
I like the cold.
Frost delay, what did it end up being, 90-minute delay?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
An hour and 50.
Honestly, flips the dynamic a little bit because it's getting nice out now that play's about to start. When tee times first came out, it looked like, oh, the early late guys are toast. Now it's not that bad out, and then now the late early guys are gonna have to do a weird round one, round two thing tomorrow morning where they're playing extra golf in the cold morning.
Yes.
So yeah, all of a sudden, those early guys might be onto something.
Feels like it's going to be one of the big boys this week, just with how thick the rough is and how tough the golf course is expected to be playing. And the last time we had a major contested a course like this, I stand right over there won, and by a lot too. It was Bryson DeChambeau. We haven't heard a lot from him in the last couple of years, but we got a new caddy this week, Greg Bodine. We actually saw Greg in Wegmans the other day. Told us Bryson's hitting it really well. He said he figured something out on the range earlier this week. You hear that a lot in the early portion of a major championship week, but I think if there's any place he's going to do it, it's here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him shoot a number today.
Only one guy here can win the career Grand Slam this week. Health status still a little unknown, but he looks all right. You can see a little tape on that wrist. The thing is, this is the time of the week where everyone's still happy because everyone could still win the PGA Championship. Tomorrow, already there's going to be almost half the field is going to be completely out of it. But today, optimistic crew.
Shot 3 under. I mean, there's not really many birdie opportunities out there, and so if you can limit the mistakes, good things will happen, I guess.
How relieved were you that there was a frost delay this morning, and what would it have been like if there wasn't?
There would have been a lot of ice out there that we would have been walking through if there was no frost delay. I think we were pretty aware it was going to happen, but you still wake up and prepare the same way. And fortunately, they let us know pretty early in the morning, which was nice. And I was actually still at home, so I showered and shaved and all that stuff, and I basically just went back to sleep.
I have nothing for you, but Scotty Scheffler is just really good at golf. And no, real talk. It's interesting that he likes hard golf courses or hard tournaments with higher scoring better. And I guess it makes sense because I feel like in that sort of environment, the best players seem to rise to the top more. It's already happening right now. You know, Scheffler and Keegan at the top, probably 2 of the 3 or 4 best players in the field.
Keegan, I know how much you love playing in these big-time events, big-time atmospheres, and especially with, Bryson and Jason today. What was the atmosphere like out there, and how does that affect how you approach a round and how you enjoy a round?
Well, it was spectacular. I mean, listen, you come to an area like this with Oak Hill where they don't get a lot of golf tournaments, and just like you show up, we showed up today, in the morning round, and it's just lined with people. So I love playing golf up in the Northeast, and I love playing these classic golf courses with all the history and the Ryder Cups and the the U.S. Opens and all that, and it's just a pleasure to play out here.
Yeah, Rory, obviously only 2 fairways and a little bit of a slow start. What do you attribute that to?
Just not at my best. I'm just struggling with my swing, and it's pretty messy out there. So just trying to, make pars. And it was, I guess it was tough as well. There was a lot of crosswinds off tees, so it made it hard to hit fairways. yeah, no, I can definitely hit it better than that.
And is there something more satisfying about the trajectory of this round, starting slow and finishing the way you did rather than the other way around?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel a bit better than if I, had to get off to a good start and, made a couple of bogeys on the way in. I guess, if anything, I started to see a couple of better golf shots coming down the last few holes. Glimmers of hope in there coming in.
I mean, Rory turned a potentially disastrous round into actually a pretty good round. I mean, 1 over is, it's not leading by any means, but it's within shouting distance. I like Keegan because he's a tough guy, gritty character, but he's also like very in touch with his emotions. So he'll tell you about how much something means to him, how fun it is and exhausting it is to play in this environment for like crowds like this. And then also to see that trophy, and he said it's still sinking in that he won this tournament 12 years ago, and he's like still realizing now how much that means. So yeah, I mean, there's not much not to love about Keegan Bradley. It doesn't stop some people, but not me.
This was kind of what we predicted earlier in the day. We said Keegan and Bryson,
winner.
Those were kind of our two guys.
My goal
Now
for
here
this
we
week
are.
has been to predict as many things as possible. So kind of
Flood the zone, baby.
At some point, you got to stumble into something that's correct.
Bryson, you've undergone a pretty striking physical transformation over these last 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, as you kind of reflect on that, you said it's been a hard 5 years for you.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, a lot of diet changes and eating a lot, going from 5,000 calories down to 2,900 now or something like that with Carrie. She's my chef. She helps me out with all that. But eating properly instead of eating stuff that inflames my body. I took a Zoomer peptide test, which essentially tells you what inflames your blood when you eat it. So I was allergic to corn, wheat, gluten, dairy, pretty much everything I liked, I couldn't eat. Right? I lost 18 pounds in 24 days. It was crazy. It wasn't fat. It was just all water weight. It was a lot of water weight and stuff. Well, you know how I looked before. I was not skinny. A lot of changes in that regard. Obviously, having the hand injury was no fun. And then learning to play golf again with a new hand. It's been a while. So nice to come back and start to finally figure out what's going on with my golf swing. As I've told you guys before, I've struggled with my driving. You see me out there on the range, and something I don't want to do. I don't want to be out there all night, but I've had to try and figure out what I did so well in 2018 and what made me so successful then.
You said you've had to make a kind of another radical shift in your diet. What have you had to cut out, and what do you miss the most?
Donuts. I miss donuts the most. They're so good. No, but Carrie makes some, my chef, she makes some great compliant donuts, I guess you could say, and compliant brownies. But every once in a while I sneak in just like a good old-fashioned donut. It's so delightful. But corn, wheat, gluten, dairy, rice, eggs, can't eat any of that really. I try to limit it as much as possible.
What's the biggest difference in the way you feel now?
Just energy is I'm a lot more even keeled and neutral. I don't have this sporadic up and down as much. I feel my energy level is pretty consistent on the golf course. So.
What's a successful week?
A win.
That's it.
Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but that would be great.
Awesome. Thanks, Bryson.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Everyone knows who got it.
Everyone knows. We saw it all over the place.
It's on TV. Who got it?
You're a popular guy. It's on ESPN.
Literally on TV.
I've seen your phone blowed up or no?
I'm about to check.
Yeah, you'll.
Oh no. Oh, not a good one. Oh my god. Oh my god.